All right, kiddos. First of all, I want to put out there, Lou is starting a podcast. We got to get out there supporting because he's a truth teller. He seems to be of Latin descent, but still loves this country. Calling out a bunch of people being hypocritical. Follow his podcast. If you're a patriot, if you're a liberal, I wouldn't follow his podcast because you ain't going to like him. But Lou, keep it up, brother. Your content's amazing. Keep speaking the truth. Shout out to Justin. I think his tag is I'm your Huckleberry. That guy spits the truth. True patriot. Brothers, keep up your content. We need you. Now that I'm done supporting fellow truth seekers and truth tellers, I really hope that this shit ain't a cover-up. I really hope that this kid is not a patsy like JFK shooter, like Martin Luther King shooter. And I don't mean no disrespect putting his name in with those two individuals. To me, I think that's good company to keep because they were speaking their truth. And that's why I put them together, because they were all three assassinated for speaking their truth and trying to protect the red, white, and the blue and gain things for their respective groups. So, I truly hope this ain't some bullshit, some power grab, some bullshit over money. I truly hope that this man's life wasn't taken because of some bullshit like that over some money. But Miss Candace Owens does not freaking play. This woman is smart, has a ton of common sense, and even Charlie has come out in some of the videos that he has had that she was in the beginnings of this movement called Turning Point USA. She was grassroots partnership with him. He said it out of his own mouth. I've seen the video. This woman stepped off to go do something else, to bring some other stuff to light, and they were going to have a reunion. I don't believe this woman would make this stuff up. It just doesn't seem in her character. She seems to have a very high moral fiber. I don't want to believe it. But at the same time, boy, does it make sense. It does. Shit's coming out. It's, you can go down the dang rabbit hole and anything can come up. You got AI building this and it's all made to create doubt. It's all it is. It's made to create doubt. We need to stick to common sense, core values. If it don't make sense, it's probably not right. But they want to cast that doubt in your mind, because it's the doubt that they count on. That's how they get you, is the frickin' doubt. You think, could someone be that petty? I'm sure they were making quite a bit of money there at Turning Point USA. It was gaining an absolute ton of momentum. There's a couple people on the internet that are questioning Erica's motivation of how quickly she's moving forward. I don't know about that. Is she moving forward, or is she trying to keep herself busy to be able to deal with the grief and the pain? That's a possibility. Some people do that. I know personally I do it. I've experienced a lot of death in my family, and keeping busy seems to be a good way to deal with it. Is that what this lady's doing? I don't know. Just so much information out there that could cast a doubt on that. I'd like to think. I just want to believe the good in people. Call it naive, call it stupid, call it whatever the hell you want. It's, if we don't believe in the good in people, all we got is bad. You know? Faith is what we have. It's a belief, you know? There's people that get up there and campuses there when Charlie was speaking that said, well, how can you prove that the Bible is what it is? Well, I'm going to butcher the way Charlie said this, and I don't mean it disrespectful. I'm just putting it in my way, but it's his words or his meaning. There's no proof saying the Bible isn't fact. There's nothing that has come out that has said that the Bible is not right. A lot has come out of these other religions, you know. Money and power is a bad, bad thing. It corrupts. It severely corrupts. You know, now they're trying to say Hitler was this person that was trying to stop the Jews from being toxic in Germany. Is that possible? I don't know. I wasn't alive during that time. And most of the people, it's just convenient that a lot of this is coming out now when we have a lot of the people of that era are no longer around to rebut it. So is it coming out? Is the timing adequate? Because we just lost the last World War II survivor. You know, how much do we know? You know, back in that time, we were reliant on the radio and print ads. And that was through telegrams and stuff. So how it's reliable on whoever was interpreting the telegraph. Could it have been a mistake? I don't know. I don't think anybody does that's alive anymore. It would appear what we were taught was that Hitler was trying to take over the world and state that the master race was blonde hair, blue eyes. Well, let's look at that. What was Hitler? Hitler was brown hair, brown eyes. So you got a guy that has brown hair, brown eyes, of Austrian descent, saying that the master race is German, blonde hair, blue eyes. So he's basically up there telling you he is not of the master race and saying that the master race was blonde hair, blue eyed German. I don't agree with that. I don't think there is a master race, in my opinion. I think we're all different, wonderfully different. Some people you have toxic people in every face of this earth, in all shapes, all sizes, all colors, all races, all creeds. You have toxic people that want to control, gain money, power, status. It's elitism. It's a mental disease. It's not a goal that anyone should attain. That's why we're going the way we are, is because there's so many toxic people out there. I can't say that enough. I can't say it enough. There's so many toxic people out there that are hell-bent on bringing you down, controlling you, manipulating you, blaming you for their toxic behavior because you finally had enough and spoke out. So where do we go in the end? We're coming to a spot where There's only going to be a few companies that flip and own everything. We're already almost there. We aren't that far away. How are we not in a monopoly now in some of these industries? We are heading for horrible, horrible times because weak individuals, and I say individuals because the saying goes, weak men create hard times, strong men create good times. We don't live in the 20s and 30s no more. It's not just a male-dominated world. It has come out that females excel at quite a few things. There are CEOs, presidents. Fortune 500 companies are owned by majority shareholders that are female. Females are coming into their own. That's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So when I say we are heading to a toxic, toxic land that is hell-bent on destroying everybody, this is how we win as a human race. We bring common sense back. We accept the fact that there are some things we cannot control. We accept the fact that some people are put on this earth to push a broom. Doesn't mean they're not equal to the person that's running the boardroom. They just have a different skill set, a different role. Not everybody can push a broom. Not everybody can run a boardroom. Not everybody can run a business, drive a car. That's why everybody has a certain place in this world. Just like all these idiots that say a fast food place should be paying a living wage. Listen, morons, not every job is supposed to pay a living fucking wage. You know, I remember when I was in high school, I got a job bagging groceries. I think it was like $3 an hour. I was living with my mom, but I thought I was making all kinds of money. Now, is that job designed to be a living wage? Are you supposed to be 40 years old with 2 kids, a mortgage, and 2 car payments bagging groceries? No. It's an entry-level position into the workforce. It's just like it's kindergarten. You don't go from not going to school to college. You are slowly acclimated to it. You start with developmental kindergarten, then you go to kindergarten, then first grade to 5th grade. You grow, you get used to it, you gain more knowledge, your skill set becomes better, you learn more. It's the same thing with the workforce. You have to have entry-level jobs in order to appreciate the good living wage jobs, or careers as we like to call them. If you want fast food to be a career, you are not very bright, because how many people are going to pay $50 for a Happy Meal? Do you realize that that's what it would have to be? You know, 10 years ago, you could go through the drive-thru, have a family, have your wife, yourself, 1 or 2 kids, and you could get a decent meal, a quick, decent meal for around $20. Now you can't feed one person for $20. Meals the combo meals are becoming $10, $20, $10, $15. It's ridiculous. And then they still get the order right, and they're making $15, $20 an hour. Make that make sense. It's almost like a meteorologist. The only time they're right is if it's 12 o'clock, they're forecasting, and it's raining outside. They look out the window and say, oh, it's raining here. Then they're 100% right. Other than that, they're like 5% right. We got to get back to common sense. Common sense and a moral compass. I don't know how we're all going to get there, but we sure as hell need to get there, people. You know? I don't know. Let me know if you think got an idea.